Okay, for a minute, let's forget about tanks and missiles, because today we're going to dive into a totally different kind of conflict, one that's fought not on a physical battlefield, but inside our own minds. And AI is the weapon of choice.
Yeah, it's a pretty heavy question, right? But it's one we absolutely have to ask. You see, in the 21st century, the front line isn't just some place on a map. It's that space inside your head where you decide what you believe, what you do. Heck, where you build your entire reality.
All right, so what is cognitive warfare, really? Well, at its core, it's when information itself is turned into a weapon. The goal? To mess with how people think. It's not about forcing you to do something. Nope, it's about twisting things so you decide to do it on your own.
To really get a handle on this, we've got to look at the main objective. This isn't about blowing up bridges. It's about something strategists call cognitive dominance.
So the number one goal is to create what's called a cognitive fog. Think of it like a fog bank rolling into your mind, making it impossible to see clearly. Its whole purpose is to make you doubt everything. What's real, who to trust, even turn you against your own neighbors. Because when people are confused and divided and just tired of it all, they can't really fight back, can they?
Now look, trying to influence people, that's nothing new. I mean, propaganda's been around forever. But to really understand why today is a whole different ballgame, we need to take a quick look back at the old playbook.
For like 100 years, the tools of the trade evolved pretty slowly. You had leaflets dropped from planes in World War I, then radio broadcasts during the Cold War, and then, the early internet with websites and forums. But here's the key thing. All of this was done by hand. The messages were super broad, kind of like a shotgun blast, and you never really knew what the impact would be. It was basically like shouting into a huge crowd and just hoping for the best. And that brings us to today, because AI didn't just give the old playbook a fresh coat of paint. No, it tore the whole thing up and wrote a brand new one from scratch. AI is a massive, massive force multiplier here. So it changes the game in three really big ways. How our adversaries figure us out, how they create stuff to manipulate us, and how they launch these campaigns on autopilot. Let's start with the first one, how they learn about us.
Okay, first up, reconnaissance. AI can churn through just unbelievable amounts of data, all our posts, our comments, the articles we share, to build this creepy psychological map of an entire population. It can literally measure a country's anxiety levels with sentiment analysis. It spots which stories are catching on and figures out who the real influencers are in any network. And this is the scary part. It builds these super detailed profiles on people to find the exact chinks in our mental armor, our specific fears and biases. All right, second, the arms factory. Before AI, making propaganda was a slow, manual job. But now, generative AI can spit out an endless stream of content, articles, comments, posts, you name it, in the blink of an eye. And here's the real kicker. It's not generic stuff. It's hyper-personalized. So instead of one poster for 1 million people, think of it as 1 million different posters, each one tailor-made just for you, hitting on your personal beliefs, your fears, your biases. And this leads us to probably the most powerful and dangerous tool in the entire arsenal, synthetic media. We're talking about AI creating videos and audio that look and sound 100% real but are completely fake. You've heard of them, deepfakes. You can use this to cook up fake evidence, totally discredit a political leader, or just sow chaos by making it impossible for anyone to know what's real anymore. And third, the automated soldiers. See, the AI doesn't just make the ammo, it fires it too. You've got these sophisticated bot networks that act just like real people, creating this illusion that, hey, everyone believes this crazy idea. And these systems are smart. They're constantly running little tests, A/B tests, to see which headline gets more clicks, which image causes more outrage, and they tweak their whole strategy on the fly based on our reactions. It's a 24/7 learning campaign. It never sleeps. So yeah, this is not science fiction. When you put all that together, the analysis, the content creation, the deployment, you have everything you need to create that cognitive fog we mentioned earlier. And trust me, it's already happening.
I mean, we see this stuff playing out all the time. In elections, AI is used to pinpoint voters who are on the fence and hit them with targeted disinformation. It's used to pour gasoline on existing societal divisions, whether that's about race, religion, or politics. Think about public health crises. It's the perfect tool for eroding trust in science. And of course, in hybrid warfare, these online campaigns are perfectly timed with real-world events, like cyber attacks, to cause the most damage possible.
And the end result of all this? It's what a lot of people are calling the post-truth era. This is way beyond just people disagreeing on things. We're talking about the complete fracturing of a shared reality. When you can't even agree on basic facts, how can you have a reasonable debate? How can a democracy even function? It becomes almost impossible. Okay, so I know this all sounds pretty bleak, but it's not a one-sided fight. Just understanding that this threat exists is the crucial first step in building our defenses. So the big question becomes, how do we fight back? How do we defend our own minds? Well, the answer seems to lie in a three-layered defense. First, on the tech front, we've got to fight fire with fire. We use our own AI to hunt down deepfakes and shut down bot networks. Second, we need to build up our societal resilience. This means things like media literacy programs in schools, teaching people, especially young people, how to think critically and spot manipulation. And third, we absolutely need better policy and regulation. We have to demand more transparency from the big tech platforms and set up some clear international rules for this new battlefield. At the end of the day, though, this isn't just a tech problem or a political problem. This whole fight comes down to a deep commitment to protecting the very idea of truth and our own freedom to think for ourselves. It really boils down to a simple choice. Are we going to control this technology, or are we going to let it control us? As this technology gets more and more powerful and becomes a bigger part of our lives, the job of guarding our own minds, well, that falls more and more on us. So the only question left is, are you prepared?